Yeah, good evening to everybody. A hearty welcome on this auspicious evening to the fifth session of WCOP 3 months training program on school counseling. I extend my hearty welcome to our chief patron, Professor P.V. Rammurthy, chief patron and chairman of the program, Professor Girishwar Mishra, patron Professor R.N. Singh, the chairperson of the session, our beloved Professor V. Ganeshan, chief guest and the trainer of the session, Dr. Narayanan. Special invitees, Dr. Sharmila Ravindranath and Dr. D. Radhika. I also extend my hearty welcome to WCOP President Professor B.G. Reddy, General Secretary Professor R. Subhashini Madam, our Treasurer Professor V. Suresh, and Coordinator Dr. Ashok, all the Executive Committee members, co-committee members of WCOP, and the participants of today's program. Hope this session is going to be very useful to us. Now, I request our President, Professor B.G. Reddy, to give his presidential address.
So, good evening, everyone. Now, I welcome you all, including today's chief guest and trainer, and our chairperson, Professor Vedagiri Ganeshan. Then, special invitees, Sharmila, Dr. Sharmila, and Dr. Radhika, and core committee members, particularly Professor Krishnamurthy, and other beloved participants. I welcome once again you all. So now again, I am handovering the mic to Dr. Chini Saima.
Thank you, sir. We are indeed very happy to have as the chairperson of this session, Professor Vedagiri Ganeshan, who is a multi-faced personality and who needs no introduction. He is very renowned organizational psychologist and also well experienced in giving out the solutions to the problems we raise. I request you, sir, to address the gathering and speak a few words.
Good evening, Professor Govinda Reddy, Dr. Chini Simon, Dr. Krishnamurthy, and Dr. Narayanan. I deem it a privilege to be the chairman of today's session, and I am also happy that the president of WCOP is organizing such a program for the benefit of counselors who are there in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh and elsewhere. I am sure that the participants will be benefited by the exposition of Dr. Narayanan, who is an expert in behavior modification, who comes from Swarnot, and he was formerly serving in the Indian Railways. And now he is a counselor and practicing counselor, and we all look forward to listen to Dr. Narayanan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request our special invitee, Dr. Sharmila Ravindranathan, to speak a few words addressing the gathering. Dr. Sharmila Ravindranathan is a gold medalist from IGNO. She began her career as a teacher at TVS Academy, Tumkur. She is a Now I request our special invitee, Dr. Shadna Ravindranath, to speak a few words addressing the gathering. Dr.
Thank,
Shadna Ravindranath is a gold medalist from IGNOM. She began her career as a teacher at TVS Academy, Tumkur, a member, president, and the present secretary of the Inner Wheel Club of Tumkur. She is one of the directors of Jan Shikshana Samiti Tumkur, and she has visited many schools in various countries like Thailand, Malaysia, Dubai, Singapore, Russia, and USA. I request you, ma'am, to speak a few words addressing the gathering.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your brief introduction. And I am grateful to all the members assembled here. And it's my privilege to be associated with such a good organization with all elderly people. I definitely expect all your acknowledgement, your pranams and blessings from you all. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm very new to this, but Dr. Reddy has been inspiring me a lot to be associated with WCOP. And I'm so glad that I can have some guidelines from you all and do whatever best I can. So whatever I gather to know from WC Andhra, they are doing really very well. And this definitely can develop a lot of good counseling skills for students as well as parents who need this at this hour of post-academic pandemic. So maybe from Karnataka also, we could develop more such webinars and try to involve students and parents, whoever would be benefiting from such programs. So probably that is the need of the hour, and we should try doing our best. That's what hopefully I look forward to contribute whatever I can from my end. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your pleasing words. Now I request another special invitee, Dr. D. Radhika, to give her valuable words.
My sincere
Dr. D.
apologies. I may
Radhika
not
is...
become. Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My sincere apologies to all the esteemed members because I don't have power here. I'm just logging through the mobile. Please excuse me for that. I may not become on video. And good evening, esteemed members of WCOP and the participants. And as we all aware that WCOP has come up with a great training program. Every week it's been going on with 2 sessions where we are discussing 6 problems by the 30 trainers we have in our WCOP. Each session is been discussing with 6 problems wherein we are going to come up with stepwise solutions. So this definitely will help for all the teachers, which has been aimed for by the WCOP to discuss the academic or the student relationship with parent or with the peer group or with any curriculum problems. So this is the amazing platform wherein elite program, and stay tuned for one all of you to get started today. Thank you all, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Dr. Radhika Garu. Now I request our chief guest and today's trainer, Dr. P. Narayanan, to give his address, to give his valuable words addressing the gathering and continue with the training program. A word about Dr. Narayanan. He He is the director of Psychotech Institute of Counseling and Psychotherapy, Palakkad, and consultant psychologist in Sri Satya Sai Institute of Primary Healthcare, Shanur, Kerala. He is a student of Professor Vedagiri Ganeshan. He is involved in conducting counseling programs, giving counseling and psychotherapy for more than 15 years now. And he is conducting workshops in transactional analysis, behavior modification techniques, phobia management, cognitive behavior therapy, and neuro-linguistic program, etc. Sir, we are very request you to speak a few words first, addressing the gathering, and then continue with the training program.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your introduction. Good evening to all. At the outset, I would like to express my immense pleasure for having given this opportunity to participate in this program, where a lot of eminent psychologists are participating. And I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Professor Dr. Vedagiri Ganeshan, my research guide and guru, for mentoring me. His mentoring only made it possible for me to attend such a program. I'm thankful to you, sir. And I'm expressing my thanks to Professor B.G. Reddy for inviting me to this program. And I'm expressing my gratitude to all participants. And without much introduction, I think we can move on to our subject discussion, because we don't have much time. So we will move on to our subject discussion. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Shall I continue?
Yes, sir. I request the participants to please come up with your problems so that we can discuss the solutions for that.
Yes, Dr. Ramadevi.
Sir, good evening, sir. So I have a question regarding an exam phobia, in particularly in subject of Hindi. So she is right now she is studying 7th class. She has a fear that Hindi is not part of my interest. So because the parents thought that Hindi would be helpful in future, so that she can speak or when in future. So, but she has that fear that Hindi is not my interest. So I cannot read, I cannot do it. So whenever she feels, even if it is a 4-line answer, she feels that it is a big answer, and she doesn't really feel like understanding it, understanding the concept and producing the answer. So that is where she is finding this difficult. So how can we make that fear, lose her fear of, especially in the subject Hindi? And all other subjects, she is well planned and everything, but only regarding Hindi, she feels that Hindi is something like a ghost for her. Hello.
I think there are two parts for the question. The first part is regarding examination phobia in general, and the second part is regarding a particular subject. It can be either Hindi or mathematics or any other subject. So first, I think I will answer, or I think I will share my views regarding phobia and examination phobia.
Okay.
All of you are aware that phobia is intense and irrational fear. So I am not going to the definition and other details of phobia. But what is the difference between natural fear and phobic fear? Natural fear is a natural response to a dangerous situation which is useful for survival. But phobic fear doesn't serve any purpose because it is illogical, and even the phobic person knows that there is nothing to fear about it, but still he fears. That is the problem with phobia. And phobia is a functional disorder. So no physiology etiologies can be seen, and at times the phobia develops from a single incident. And it doesn't constitute major area or functioning of the individual. It constitutes a small portion of the functioning only. Due to these reasons, phobias are amenable to brief treatment. And behavior therapy seems to be the best available method for phobia management. And coming to examination phobia management, again it is irrational fear of examination, irrational fear of being evaluated, or am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's an irrational fear of being evaluated, or regarding the result, regarding the performance, etc. There are so many methods to manage examination phobia, but I think the method developed by our Professor Dr. Vedagiri Ganeshan is the most effective method I have ever seen. I think I will explain in detail the method developed by Professor Dr. Vedagiri Ganeshan with his permission. Shall I proceed, sir? Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. This method is published as Ganeshan's 5-day program for examination phobia management. As the name suggests, it's a 5-day program. It starts from Monday. Monday, the student or the child is made to set a question paper. Task for the day is setting a question paper. And next 2 days, that is Tuesday and Wednesday, he is asked to, well, he will write down answers to these questions and will study. On the 4th day, that's on Thursday, he will arrange a simulated examination with all details of a real examination, like timing to be maintained, all distractions should be avoided, and he should sit for the entire time of the examination like that. As if a real examination is going on, he is arranging and appearing a simulated examination. That is the 4th day. On the 5th day, that's on Friday, first the answer sheet will be evaluated by the student, by he himself or she herself, as a stringent examiner. That is, if you feel like giving 5 marks to an answer, give only 3.5 like that. Then keep the paper for 2-3 hours. After 2 hours or 3 hours, again take the paper and evaluate the paper as a friendly examiner or lenient examiner. That is, here, if you feel like giving 5 marks, give 5 marks. Like that, you evaluate the paper. That is a process for 5 days. Next Monday, repeat the same procedure for another subject or another topic. That is the technique 5-day program for examination phobia management. I will explain the psychodynamics of this technique. Actually, this examination phobia arises out of hypersensitivity of the person towards examination, which the person perceives as a threatening situation. So to counteract the hypersensitivity and to desensitize the person, this technique is very much used. How usually the student is playing only one role, that is examinee's role, which is he perceived this as a threatening situation. But here the student is playing the role of a question paper setter, an examination conductor, evaluator. So he is getting a chance to think from all other perspectives. And when it repeats, when the process is getting repeated, he gets desensitized and his perception towards the examination gets changed. Another one is, this method serves the purpose of training, role play, preparation for the examination, etc. And one more thing is that the fear of being evaluated or fear of being evaluated in the examination center because he is being watched by others, that also is eliminated here because he is appearing the examination at a comfortable place where nobody is there to watch him and he is not being evaluated here. That is psychodynamics. We can explain it in other terms also, say for example transaction analysis and other terms also. I'm not going into that details. And the second part of the question, this can be done for Hindi or any other subject. That's the one method. That's the most effective method. There are so many other methods like relaxation and guided imagery, where the child is asked to visualize the examination hall with all minute details. And he can visualize the final product of the examination, that is the mark sheet. He can visualize the mark sheet with the desired marks with all details. That means that signature, color of the ink, seal, etc. When getting trained, that also will help to reduce the anxiety. Okay, I think I have answered the question in brief because we don't have much time. Sir?
Thank you, sir.
Sir, would you like to add something, sir? Ganeshan, sir? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Can we move to the next area or should we continue?
Is ready, sir. The participant is ready. She
Okay,
would
sir.
like to ask a question. Dr. Radhika.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. No problem, sir.
Dr. Radhika. You please raise the question, Dr. Radhika.
Give me a minute, sir.
Ah.
Good evening, sir.
Ma'am, good evening.
So, myself Pratyusha, sir.
Yes, yes.
The problem is a student is having a fear of speaking to strangers, sir. she
Fear
she
of
is
fear of speaking to strangers.
strangers.
Okay.
She has scored a very good percentage in her 10th class, but now she is unable to answer for small questions. Even she knows very well, but she is unable to answer, and she feels always anxiety over strangers. How can we solve this problem, sir?
Okay. I think first we have to give some relaxation reducing techniques. See, in behavior therapy, as you all are aware, we are using relaxation techniques, relaxation methods in almost all therapies. So relaxation, first you give relaxation to the child, then give him a target to meet at least 20 or 10 or 20 strangers a day and speak to them. Speak in the sense, just ask simple 1 or 2 words like what is time, or where is the bus stop, when the bus will come, like that. One simple things which is not a threat to that person, and you should give a target, that is he should meet at least 20 persons a day, 10 to 20 persons a day, and it should be continued for at least 2 to 3 weeks. By that time he will get desensitized and he will be able to speak to any stranger. So it's a method of desensitization which is very useful in this case. And if we have to find out, is there any specific reason for his or her anxiety, that also is to be ruled out. Am I clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir. This is Radhika. So we have a child of 10-year boy who's doing 5th grade.
Oh.
So his parents complains that he has the bedwetting 2 to 3 times in a day. I mean, in a night, at times in even during the day. So I mean, involuntarily it's been during the daytime also. So how can we help this sort of problem?
First of all, rule out any medical condition. We are not going to that part. Maybe there may be congenital problem regarding bladder size and all, urinary tract infections and all. We are not going to that. You have to clear all medical problems, if any. Then if it is referred for psychologists or counselors, after all these medical procedure is complete, then we can have. I am only talking about psychological methods which can be used for management of bedwetting.
If the child doesn't have any physiological, that is,
yes,
physically, he's been doing well. And further to that, if there is a reason for the psychological reason, it could be an anxiousness or it could be any of that. In that situations, how would we help the child?
Yes, I am coming to that. I was just added that first sentence as an introduction only. I am coming to that. Usually the bedwetting happens when the child is insecure or anxious. Actually, it is a response to the anxious situation or insecure situation. It's a response because he is unable to manage the situation or is unable to face the situation. So it happens. So the basic reason for bedwetting could be either insecurity or anxiety, sometimes both. Insecurity always causes anxiety. So anxiety could be the reason for bedwetting. So what we can do is, as I said earlier, relaxation is a must. It should be given to reduce anxiety. You can use any method. You can use 1 minute relaxation, as Professor Vedagiri Ganeshan sir used to do. You can do 1 minute relaxation. With 1 minute or 2 minutes, you can stretch, tighten all muscles in the body. Then just be aware of the tension, then relax. Then be aware of the relaxation also. That's 1 minute relaxation technique. So that of any relaxation technique you can use, then relaxation is a must. Then what you have to do is, you can use bonding therapy. You can increase, you can strengthen the bond between the child and the parents. Definitely there will be problem with the parents. This is, atmosphere in his or her house won't be that much comfortable. There will be anxiety that causes anxiety and insecurity. That also to be addressed. But here, what you can do is bonding therapy, or if we call attachment therapy. Just make the child to lie on the lap of mother and ask the mother to just massage her forehead, his forehead or hair. Just massage it. Do it for 20 minutes. So that he will feel secure and the bonding also will be increased. That will help him. That's one method. Another method developed by Ganeshan sir himself, that is head massage. Let the parent sit on a chair and make the child to sit in front of him and just massage head with 1 or 2 fingers. That also will be helpful, because the insecurity will be reduced and will have bonding with the parent. That will result in relaxation also. That is one method. Another one, bladder retention technique is there. During daytime, ask him to not to void you till the bladder is full. And while you're voiding urine, try start and stop technique. That is, in between voiding urine, he should say stop. At that time, he should be able to stop that. Then again start, again start, again stop. Like that, start and stop intermittently. The continuous flow of urine will be stopped in between, so that he gets an awareness that he is having control over his bladder. That will help to reduce if this bedwetting. Another method is, I think, genital muscle relaxation is a method developed by, again, Dr. Ganeshan. I think GMR also is useful in managing bedwetting, where the genital muscles are tightened and relaxed. The child is asked to sit on his feet on floor with head down, keeping his hands closed on just behind the neck, and count for 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, and 1005. Tighten the muscles for these 5 seconds or till the count is over, then relax. That also will strengthen the muscles. That also will help in reducing this or controlling this bedwetting. Then other things we know that I am not going there. That is alarm technique. Call the people when a child just before that. See when the watch the timing when it happens. Just prior to that, make the child to get up and empty the bladder. Like that are usual techniques. No, so I am not going there. These are the 2 techniques I find very much useful in managing this bedwetting. Another one, I think, or adding to this, confidence booster also is very much helpful. So we can boost the confidence of the child by using strokes in TA language. So recognizing his qualities or recognizing his strength, we can enhance the confidence of the child. That also will help to reduce insecurity and anxiety. Another one, I think, to increase the confidence, we can try training in martial arts, punching, etc. That also will help in reducing this bedwetting. So my point is that bedwetting is an exhibition of insecurity and anxiety if there are no physiological problems. Am I clear, ma'am?
Thank you so much. It's more informative. It's so much informative. Definitely, this 1 minute relaxation technique and head massage and attachment therapies, and this would be really helpful for the child. Thanks for a very valuable guidance and strategies.
I should once again mention that all these techniques are being developed by my guru, Dr. Ganeshan.
Thank you so much, Ganeshan sir.
In fact, I should take permission from him, but I'm taking because he is with me. He is available in this session, so I am taking that. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ganeshan sir, to be to give us this platform to learn so wonderful techniques. Thank you very much, sir.
Rashegoda.
Good evening to all of you, sir. I am Dasha Gowda.
Good evening, sir.
Sir, I have one observation problem. I have observed in my society. Sir, one child is of 8 years age. She is 3rd standard. She is getting good marks in first class in the class, sir. First rank in the class. She answers every question, either audio or video, sir. She makes videos gently, sir. Initially, no conversation. She enters. She do not enter into discussion with anybody, sir. But after some period, she will involve and discuss with others, sir. As of now, sir, she don't play games with others, sir. Other children, other persons like that. She plays only with her grandfather, sir. Sir, is it abnormal or like that? Any problem is there, sir? Sir, kindly suggest me, sir. She is not involving in public speaking, sir.
Sir, you are asking that he is not mingling with his peer groups, but he is playing and mingling with the elderly only.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Initially, sir. Mainly initially, sir. After some period, she is involving and she is mingling with others, sir.
I don't know whether it is a problem or not. Maybe he didn't get much chance or much opportunity to play with his peers, and his only option was to play with his grandparents. That could be the reason. But whenever he is getting exposed to his peer groups, or when he is getting older, he will be getting more pleasure from these playing with these peers. So definitely it will get changed. And if you want a therapy, or if you want an intervention, we can if possible, make small groups, maybe 2 or 3 students, 2 or 3 same age group students, and let him spend time with them, with maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, whichever is comfortable for him. Then gradually we can increase the group size. If it is practiced for 10 or 15 days or for a short period, that he will learn how to interact with the peers. He didn't learn how to interact with the peers. His learning was to interact with the elderly only, grandparents only. That is what I think.
Sir, one more question, sir. She do not find any mistakes with his teachers or like that. She teachers write something wrong on the blackboard. She writes in her classwork rightly, sir. But don't express it to the teacher that is there is some mistakes like that. She won't tell, sir. Teachers are actually intimidating us to involve in the speech, pointing out mistakes also, sir.
It's not clear for me. I think it was not audible for me. I'm sorry. It was not audible for me.
Sir.
Teachers are finding fault with the child.
Sir, they want to involve us, sir. If teachers write something wrong on the blackboard, do not find it out, sir. Just she will write correct answer, correct word in her classwork notebook, sir. So after the writing something, somebody pointing out, they will come to this girl and ask what you have written. She is saying that she written correctly, sir. The expression problem or what, sir? Is it
What problem?
Expression problem, phobia expression problem.
I would like to suggest that you are not audible. What is your question? What is the problem? It's not audible. Please raise your volume, raise your voice and explain and be brief.
Sir, a girl of 8 years old, sir, she is not mingling with others, sir.
Not mingling with others.
Initially, sir, after some period, she mingles with others, sir.
Oh, after some period, she is mingling with others.
But it is taking 6 months.
Okay. See, you told that before that she used to play with her grandparents only.
Yes, sir.
So I told, that is what I told. She didn't get a chance. She didn't get an opportunity to learn how to mingle with the peers. When she got a chance, she changed. That's all. It's not a problem at all, I think.
Sir.
Some people take some time to adjust with a new situation. She was in her home with the grandparents. It's a new situation for her. It creates a lot of anxiety also. And she doesn't know how to interact with the peers because she's not trained in that, or she has not learned. So when she got a chance, if she is learning, then it's not at all a problem, I think.
Sir, the duty of grandparents is to detach gently, sir. After gently, they have to detach from the child, sir.
Grandparents are getting detached from the child.
Sir, gently we have to detach from the child.
No, nothing. No need to detach the child from grandparents because he or she will be getting a lot of things from grandparents.
Sir.
So it should be continued. At the same time, he should be given opportunities to mingle with his peers also.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the suggestion, sir.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
I have a doubt, sir. One child who is studying in class 6, sir. Whenever any relatives or anybody comes to their house, she starts nail biting and she is afraid to speak to them. She hides behind her parents.
Okay.
And she doesn't like to come and stand in front and talk freely with the relatives, whoever visit their house or friends or anybody, sir. She starts palpitations, sweating, and she is not interested to come in front of the relatives or whoever comes to her house, sir.
Okay.
She's in the
Okay, a small child of 7 years, you do.
yeah, sixth class, sir. Sixth class.
Sixth
Yeah.
class means must be 11 years.
Yes, sir.
Boy or girl?
Girl, sir. Girl.
11-year-old girl is not. I mean, when guests are coming to her house, she is biting her nail and hiding behind her parents.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this must be a problem. I think this must be a problem with parents, I think. Parents would have compelled her to mingle with strangers, or they would have restricted her from mingling. Both these two behaviors will produce the same result. Here she is anxious of meeting strangers or guests coming to her home. So slowly we can give training to that girl to meet strangers in the sense, when they are coming to your home, she is becoming anxious and she is hiding behind parents. So instead of hiding, ask her to sit in another room for the time being, so that if she is comfortable there. Slowly she can be trained. That's one thing. Second thing, she can be taken to places where only children are available. She can be trained to mingle with the children first, of her age group first. Then only she will be able to mingle with adults. And again, we should see what is the condition in their home. And here also, as I said earlier, this relaxation bonding therapy, where the insecurity is being attended, will be useful. And slow paced training also can be given to the child. And desensitization also is useful. That means don't compel her to come in front of guests. Slowly we can introduce her to guests. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
There are few students of class 4 and 4, 5, 6. Actually, they are from rural area. They have fear of going to school. Like how to motivate them to go to school. So how we can motivate? Like they say, like we will go for a farm and all. So how can we motivate them?
They will go to farm and all.
Yes, sir. For working.
Oh, okay. First of all, what is the attitude of parents? Whether parents are reinforcing their behavior, or their parents are reinforcing their behavior of not going to school. That is to be.
Actually, parents want them to go to school rather than working, sir. So that's why they insisted, some people, like, please tell them go to school, like that.
Okay. So here we can use two methods. One is slow desensitization only. That is, now they perceive school as a threatening situation or unwanted situation. We can ask them to find out what is good in school. There will be something good. They can play with their friends, or they will be getting. See, sitting in a classroom is not a comfortable thing for small children. So they can find out what is enjoyable things available in the schools. Find out that and learn them to appreciate that and enjoy that. Then slowly go to school, sit for 1 hour only, then come back. Like that we can motivate. Second thing, if you go to school, you will be getting a lot of information. People like to study things, but our study, I mean, the method of study and making them to sit in a classroom is not at all comfortable. That is a problem. That's we can't do anything. So find out what is enjoyable in a school. That is the first part. Second part, cut off the thing which they are doing when not going to school. Cut off the things which they are doing, which is comfortable for them. Cut off that things. If you are not going to school, don't come to farm also. So that they have to sit idle in home. So definitely they will, next option is going school only. I think that will be useful in managing this. And another thing, theoretically speaking, first find out what is enjoyable in school. Second thing, cut off the secondary benefit. That is without, why not going to school, what they are benefiting this side. That to be cut off. If you are not going to school, you should sit in a room from 10 to 4. You are not supposed to go out of the room. Like that, you prevent their, you control their secondary benefit. That again will help to improve motivation, and I think they will go to the school when practicing all these things. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And group motivation also will be useful. If possible, we can have a group of students, those who are not going to school. We can arrange a group in the village itself. There itself. Maybe 10 students or something like that. We will have a group there. We will discuss something and let them learn something. Then slowly we can say that, see, you have learned this much. If you go to school regularly, you can learn more. So going to school is beneficial. That also they will get the idea. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll try, sir.
Okay. Creating awareness also is very important among the villages. I am adding one more sentence. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Sorry.
Dr. Shahina. Dr. Shahina.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you would like to ask fear of blood. You were telling fear of blood. Just raise that question to our Professor Narayanan, sir, trainer. Fear of blood.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I didn't get you, sir.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Fear of blood, she is asking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. There are some people who are afraid of blood, needle in injections, and going to hospitals. There are so many people are like that. So fear of blood, that can be effectively managed using desensitization technique. That is, even if it is a lengthy procedure, we can club 2 or 3 methods together to manage blood phobia. First one is relaxation, of course. Then ask them to visualize a small drop of red ink, not blood. A small drop of red ink can be visualized without much anxiety or tension. Okay. When he's okay to do that, let him visualize more quantity of red ink. You can make your own steps. Say, for example, you can pour a small quantity of ink on the floor. And he's comfortable. If he's comfortable, he can just watch it. When he is becoming anxious, give relaxation. Again, come back. Go for relaxation. Like that, you can proceed. When he is comfortable with that, what you can do is pour some ink on a blotting paper. Definitely, it will be creating some patterns. If ink is dropped in a blotting paper, definitely that will create some patterns. Let him examine that patterns and see the pictures and let them enjoy the pictures. Oh, now it is a cloud. Very good. Oh, now it is a flower. You can see clouds there, flower there, or whatever he feels there. Here, when he becomes comfortable with that, you can try another method, that is, in a bowl you keep some water, then just dip his hand on that. Ask him to open his eyes. Oh, this is just water only. Then add red ink to that. So with one ink is comfortable, one drop is comfortable because it won't make any change. If you are going on adding red ink, it becomes red. At one point, he becomes anxious. Okay, fine, then go for relaxation. When he is comfortable to dip his hand in a dark red solution, we can go to actual desensitization. That is, if possible, take him to a butcher shop. Here, what he can apply is, in a blotting paper, this red ink creates a lot of patterns. Like that, the blood also can create a lot of patterns. And if possible, you can even drop you can add some drops of ink to your hand and let him watch it is just flowing down. Oh, it's good. It's just flowing down. With one drop, it's not flowing. So add more. He can enjoy that. The psychodynamics is that either this color or blood is connected with a particular response. That is fear. You can relearn. All phobias are learned response. All phobias are learned responses. So if it is learned one, it can be unlearned. And a new connection can be relearned. So the fear was the connection, stimulus response connection hitherto existing can be replaced with another response, that is, oh, that blood is creating a lot of pictures. Oh, that red color is creating a lot of pictures. Hitherto I was so afraid to see red color. Now we see in that blotting paper it is creating a lot of pictures. In floor also it is making a lot of pictures. So it's quite enjoyable. And you can make it more attractive using other colors also. But prominent color should be red. Here you can add any steps and you should be with the counselee or with the client till the process is over. And it takes a lot of time, but when it is completed, he will be relieved of the phobia. And same can be done with this needle phobia also. Some people are afraid of giving injection. Here also it can be tried. You can, when you are aware of the psychodynamics, that is changing the hitherto connection from stimulus response to a new connection. It's a relearning unlearning the old one and relearning a new one, you can develop, you can design your own therapy. That is what I feel. Okay, thank you very much. Am I clear?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. You have given us so many methods to apply. So definitely we will apply, sir. Thank you.
And here also this change of response from fear to something else, that can be happiness, that can be enjoyment, whatever be the thing. This theory, this change of response from one to another is an effective technique developed by our Professor Dr. Vedagiri Ganeshan. He used to treat insect phobia, cockroaches and all, handling the cockroach in a paper and singing lullaby, etc. Oh, what a beautiful cockroach, like that. He used to do that. So it's a method developed by our Professor Ganeshan sir only. Thank you very much. I should mention that.
Thank you, Ganeshan, sir. We are fortunate to have you in this session. Thanks a lot.
Any more questions from the part of participants? So as the time is getting closer.
Yeah, madam, if time permits, I had one question, if you don't
Yeah,
mind,
sure.
if there is
Sure,
time.
sure.
Yeah. There's a watchman in a school, Bahadur. He has 2 children, and the elder one is going to 9th standard this year, and the younger one is in 6th. But the elder one is like, as I have seen him, he doesn't have any anxiety of performance academically. He doesn't want to prove himself that he can perform. Because he's very smart, he's extra smart, and he shows his smartness, like other than academic, in extracurricular he's too good in acting, he's too good in martial arts. But the anxiety now to the parents is, and as a teacher also, I feel I'm helpless that I cannot do any counseling to the parents. How is that he can prove himself, like, okay, he can develop into sports and he can be a very good sportsman, but basic, like at least he has to graduate, like finish his 10th, which is crucial at this point. Now he's in 9th, so within 2 years he has to prove himself. So what suggestion could be given, sir, to the parents or to the boy to motivate him to perform well in his academics?
First of all, whether the child is having any learning disability is to be ruled out.
Fine.
So that is to be ruled out. Sometimes there will be learning disability. Some people won't be able to perform well in academic settings, but he will be performing very well in other fields. That is to be ruled out. Second thing, if you could create rapport with the child, he can find himself. What is the difference between a person who is having basic education and a person is not having basic education? He may be successful in sports or athletics, as you said, but a person who is not having basic education, he may be excelling in sports, no doubt. He'll be able to live with that. That also not a problem. But what is the difference between a person who is having basic education and a person not having basic education? Let that person find out, not we. Don't give any suggestion. Let him find out. What will be the difference between these two? So, so you have found out all these things. So what do you want? And okay, in that case, if he is having any difficulty in studying or any difficulty in writing, that can be set right through remedial teaching or other things. So whenever, see, motivating a child is very difficult because it should be done by the person himself. Otherwise, it is your decision or my decision. You have to make the decision of the child. Let him decide. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think it a bit.
Yes,
I confused a little, but still.
No, sir. No, I understand.
Okay,
thank you, sir. I mean, we have tried this, but then I have
Thank you,
to
ma'am.
ask him to find out for himself now. Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good, very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So,
Sorry.
so today we have discussed almost 8 problems, especially more stress is given to the phobias, exam phobia, and then blood phobia, and fear of speaking to strangers, and then not mingling, intelligent students, but not mingling with the peer group, etc. So, we have got really very good solutions, sir, to all these problems. I extend my heartfelt thanks to you, Narayanan, sir. Definitely, we can see the effect of your teacher, Professor
Thank you.
Ganeshan.
Sure, definitely, ma'am. Definitely, ma'am.
So Ganeshan sir also is very helpful to us in finding out the solutions for the past 4 sessions. Now I request Dr. Rama Devi to propose vote of thanks.
But 1 minute, repertoire, Cindy Simon.
Sir.
Yeah. One thing I would like to pass on the information. Now I request the participant, kindly update your record sheets day to day. Suppose if you keep on pending, so without submitting those records, if at all you attend the program, finally, I think you will not be issued certificates. Don't keep us in an embarrassing situation. As a precautionary measure, I am just requesting you to cooperate and try to submit all the records in time, day to day. Thank you, one and all. Thanks for Professor Narayanan sir and Professor Vedagiri Ganeshan sir and the participants today. They have raised so nice questions. Then Professor Krishnamurthy. Professor Krishnamurthy, would you like to add anything? Yeah, after a long time, just nowadays we are not hearing your valuable words. Just say two sentences. Please unmute yourself. Please,
behavior technology has a lot of avenues to correct the behavior. So mostly it is based on the reward training. Sometimes rewards are to be identified. Say, for instance, in the case of school going, apart from motivation, we have to find out what will help him to get some kind of pleasure, that is happiness, reward. So in one case, wherein I observed when I was in the hospital of Manasam, so the child was reluctant to attend the classes. So the impression was that teacher would punish. It had seen the punishment given to, rough punishment given to a student. So the child had picked up that as a fear basis. Later on, when the child was slowly talked and then made confident and made very clear about, and also what happiness he is going to derive by attending, gradually the child was able to overcome. So there are some monetary rewards, there are some rewards that can be identified with the child's need and brought into the behavior part, correctioning part, a relearning process. Something will have to be unlearned and something will have to be relearned. So that is the basis of handling the maladjustment in children. So it is very nice. I listened to Dr. Narayanan about the techniques that are available, desensitization, and then relaxation, and then so this way it will help. I think it will open up the avenues for the teachers to handle the children with many problems. Thank you, sir.
Right, sir. So,
sir, 1 second, sir. 1 second.
Please.
Sir, Murthy, sir, you have added. Actually, I have just missed it. Thank you, sir. And reward system is a very effective technique in behavior therapy. Actually, I missed it. So thank
So
you,
we
sir.
have
adding
to
that.
first of all observe the child, get the information from the
Yes.
nearby children. What is it that is aspiring? What it wants to get? So some children are fond of, let us say, some valuable thing. So when we club that with the change, the learning, it will be very effective. Very effective. So that is what we have to look to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for adding that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I forgot to thank today's special invitees, Dr. Sharmila and Dr. Radhika. Once again, thanks to all the participants, including Krishna. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now, vote of thanks by Dr. Ramadev.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to express my gratitude to all the esteemed trainers of the training for the presence and contribution to make this a grand success. I would like to express my special gratitude to Honorable Chief Trainer, Professor Dr. Narayanan and Dr. Professor Vedagiri Ganeshan sir, for taking time from their busy schedule to grace the event. And thank you for all the inspiring and simple and practical approachable techniques for all the people who can train their children, or not only the teachers but also the psychologists and the parents. It is very much helpful for them. So a special thanks to Dr. B.G. Reddy sir and the special invitees Radhika Garu and Sharmila Garu for gracing the event. And I would like to thank the managing team and the volunteers who have been working hard for this, making the training a grand success. I would like to thank Professor B.G. Reddy Garu for setting up such a platform to learn and sharpen the skills of each and every psychologist and the parents. Thank you and have a good evening.
Here, one thing, I forgot to thank the today's repertoire and the course coordinator, Professor Ashok. You know, if I don't thank, I think they may not come next program. It's my sincere, just I'm.
It's a reward. It's a reward that you are using.
It is not like that, sir. I was just taking a screenshot of all.
No.
That's why,
Yeah, because I saw you. That's why I remember. I recollected. I wanted to thank.
Compliments are rewards.
You are acting as a course coordinator. She is also acting as a just what kind of what not everything. She's yeah. Both of you are doing the best. Yeah. Once again, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Finally, thank you one and all. Good night.
Madam Chinisamani, madam, can you please take a screenshot from the laptop?
No, you please take it, sir. No problem.
I'm in mobile only, madam. I can take only 4 at a time. It takes a lot of time.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll ask somebody else, sir.
Okay.
Take a screenshot.
Today we have listened to Ganeshan sir through the voice of Dr. Narayanan sir. Very nice, sir. It was so audible and so nice. Thank you. Right, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.